welcome to another edition of Zion Mainframe versus. I hesitated because I was trying to give a little more emotion and emphasis on that. Today I'm going to be battling two games which are for the Nintendo 64, and we have Goldeneye, which is a true classic, versus its sequel, Perfect Dark. So both these games, very good games. Very good. I would say the Goldeneye is actually the reason why I requested and got a Nintendo 64 for Christmas way back in the day, because I played it on my cousin's Nintendo 64. Oh, wow. I was just like, this is spectacular. I have to have it. Didn't think I was getting it. I got both the Nintendo 64 and Goldeneye. Awesome Christmas. Probably one of my best Christmases ever. And Perfect Dark, which was the unofficial sequel to Goldeneye, because it was Rare that was making both games, and they lost the license to the James Bond, and they decided to go on and make their own game. What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be battling both games, and I'm going to go over Goldeneye first, which is a true classic. I think it's actually the main reason why the Nintendo 64 thrived. I don't think it's why it was long-lasting. I mean, they had tons of great games on there. It's still my favorite console to date. But Goldeneye was a first-person shooter, and its campaign was really good, but it's most notably known for the multiplayer, which was up to 4 people playing at once, and this is before the days of online and whatnot. So good. I remember if you picked Oddjob, you were a cheap sack of shit. If you picked, I can't remember his name, but the dude with the teeth that was really tall, you were a brave soul, because that meant you were going to get killed a lot. You were a big freaking target. One of my favorite games to play on there was to have one person be souped up as a dude. I think it's Jaws. I can't remember. And you'd have him overpowered versus the other 3 guys, and it was so much fun to try to play that game, the 3-on-1 aspect. It really had a great graphics for the time. Now I've looked at them, same with Perfect Dark, they don't really hold up anymore. They hurt the eyes. A lot of games on Nintendo 64, besides, like, I would say the Zelda series still looks great, but the Goldeneye and Perfect Dark do not hold up well whatsoever. Now, moving on to Perfect Dark, this was the unofficial sequel, and I would say that I thought they took everything that made Goldeneye great and made it better, besides having the actual James Bond characters and license. But the multiplayer was much improved. They added in bots, which this is right before the online frenzy, and I thought the bots added a whole new level of awesome, because you could go in, like, say me, Old Man Tom, and Rebel back in the day would do it. It would be the 3 of us versus like 1 bot, and you put him on the hardest setting possible and just unleash yourselves into the multiplayer app, and he basically, if he sees you, he kills you. That's it. My favorite thing to do with them was we would go into, I believe it was the facility level, which was from Goldeneye, which they returned, and we would go into one of the buildings where, or one of the rooms where it was just 1 room, 1 door, and you'd set up all of our turrets, because in Perfect Dark they had the special little gun turrets, and you'd set up 3 turrets, the 3 of us staying there, and we would see if we could kill him. He always fucked us up. I think we only killed him a few times, but Perfect Dark also had challenges, which were really fun. It would be like a situation where it could either be you or one other person could go in and try to do these challenges. One was, I believe, there was a weapon where you could see through walls. It was kind of an alien weapon, and you would try to go and kill these little alien guys, which were beasts. And I remember me and Tom doing it, barely finishing, only because they were going after him, killing him, and I would shoot them through the walls. Great gameplay. The campaign, I don't remember it being very special. I actually think, in terms of, if we're going to be versing them, that I think Goldeneye had the far superior single player, and I think Perfect Dark had the superior multiplayer. Because Perfect Dark, I can't remember a goddamn thing about the single player at all. I think the only thing I really thought was cool was I remember the opening, you walked around their facility, and that's it. I don't remember anything else about it. But I thought the multiplayer was much improved, specifically because it had other levels from Goldeneye they brought in, as well as the new levels. So it's basically like you stacked Goldeneye onto this game, and it was so awesome. So I would have to say today's winner is easily Perfect Dark. And I know a lot of people are going to groan and be like, well, it's a sequel, it should win. It's not always the case. There have been times where I've picked the first game to be the better of the 2. Which do you think holds up better? Do you think Goldeneye or Perfect Dark has stood the test of time? If either at all, because they might not have. But let me know in the comments down below which one you choose to win here. But I'm picking Perfect Dark. And thank you for joining me for this edition of Versus on Zion Mainframe. We'll see you soon.